This is one look that is very dear to my heart. Go ahead, guys, grab your makeup and let's get into this timeless bridal look. Hello guys, welcome back once again. I am Judith. If you're new here, please don't make it your last, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me today. So in today's video, we're going to be creating this bridal look. I'm using the Nia micellar water to clean her face because of course we need a very clean canvas to start on. Take out all the dirt on her skin. You don't want anything on her skin. And I'm using the Nia Beauty setting spray. This is like a new package they sent to me. So they have the matte finish and the dewy finish. Of course, as a dewy finish girl, I went for the dewy finish on the skin because I want it hydrated. So I blend that in with my brush. Now it's time to moisturize the lip. This lip balm, oh my god, the smell, the color, it's, I don't know what to say, but it just looks and smells yummy. And trust me guys, this lip balm, it's not for my clients or my model alone. This is for me too because I love good things. I love good things, guys. I do. So I'm using my snail mucin for more hydration on her skin because I'm really pampering her skin. So let's just assume she's a bride and she's one of like my favorite models. So of course, let's pamper her skin. Who doesn't want a well pampered skin, well prepped pampered skin? This is a CeraVe moisturizer. I put into this inside this small container because it's the big one I have, so I don't want to be going around with so many products, plenty load. No, that's not me. So I just deposited into that, and this has like, this is for people with a dry skin because it has like a little bit of oil in it, and I'm going for a dewy finish, so this works. So this is my Stay Matte Rimmel Stay Matte. It said Stay Matte, but I don't consider this like a matte primer because it doesn't strip your skin of the moisture it has. It still gives you that makeup looking alive kind of finish. You get what I'm saying? So make sure your primer is well blended, and I'm blending with my brush. This does the job perfectly well for me, so make sure it's well blended because that's like the foundation for your foundation. So using my Mismetic Power Seal, this is a sweat and oil control tonic. This is going to control the oil on your skin for a very long time, 12 hours. Trust me on that. So make sure you blend that out properly. Just tap 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 on the skin, guys, and you don't necessarily need to apply it every part of the skin, just the part where she has with oil. Let it dry. So this is the foundation I'm using my Power Seal from Haggai and Esther to make this foundation waterproof. So I just apply that on the skin, use my Nivea spray on the skin for an easy blend. Make sure when you're doing this, you're not spraying so much spray because guys, plenty excess spray can destroy your makeup and can also make your makeup not to last. As much as spray helps us to keep our makeup together, helps us blend our makeup, helps us hydrate the skin, you don't want to pack so much spray on the skin because that is going to make your makeup not to last long. And from the video it looks like the foundation is a bit light, but not at all. The foundation is her exact skin tone. The light is just making it like really bright, but this is her exact skin tone and it sits really well on her skin. So this is me blending because that's the foundation for everything to stay on. So for her blush, I'm using my Eye Magic lip palette, the pink in the palette, because I just want to give her that pinkish rosy cheek on her skin. So I'm taking just little quantity because this is a bridal look we are creating, and we're creating a timeless look, a look that will stand the test of time. So I'm using my Ingloss foundation in 113 as contour. I love the shade this foundation has. It gives me that warm effect. It doesn't give me that dimension kind of. It just warms the face for me, and that's the look we're going for. You don't want excess dimension on her skin because we are going for a soft bridal look, guys. So I'm just blending that in with my beauty blender, tapping. I applied my beauty blender. I applied on the back of my palm and just used my beauty blender to apply it, and it's just blending perfectly well on her skin. See how this foundation is sitting very well on her skin, and she's even sleeping. She's sleepy because I'm really soft on the skin. This is when I told her that, are you sleeping? So I'm really soft on the skin. So this is me just blending and making sure every part is well blended. Guys, be really soft on your client, your model, everybody, your bride. be really really soft. So I'm not going for like a very bright highlighter. I'm just going for like a very mild highlight, like 2 shades or 1.5 shade darker. So I'm using my Nuban Beauty concealer to do that. I spread that with my small blending brush, then use my beauty sponge to apply that very well on the skin and make sure it's well blended. Be very easy on the skin. It's not a carpentry work. Take it easy, like tap tap tap. And when you're working on your brides, guys, they are stressed already. They are going to be stressed. Make sure the makeup is a form of relaxation to them. Don't add to their stress by using your beauty blender or your beauty sponge or your brushes on their face so hard. Don't do that. Just take it easy. Treat them right. That's the word. Treat them right. So I'm using just highlighting the high point of her face. I'm highlighting her chin with the same concealer. So I'm just taking little quantity and making sure I have no demarcation, no creasing, and I'm applying that also on her forehead because I want that part highlighted as well, a little bit highlighted, but I'm not applying so much because I don't want a situation whereby the light hits and that place is really really bright. Like the light is already hitting her forehead area right now. So if you apply so consider that it's too bright, you're not going to like it. So this is me contouring her skin using the same foundation, the English foundation in 113 to contour her nose. So I'm just applying very little quantity and I'm doing the same thing on the other side. So doing this, I'm using a fluffy animal hair brush. You don't want to use a synthetic brush because you don't want to open the skin, so a fluffy animal hair brush is better. Do that, then use your beauty sponge to blend that in. This is the perfect way to have a non-creasing nose when applying makeup. And also when applying foundation, don't take foundation directly on the nose, just take the excesses on the nose because you don't want so much product on that part. So because the contour and the highlighter, the concealer reduce the intensity of my blush, so I'm taking just little quantity from the remnants on the back of my palm to apply on that area. And this is me just applying on her forehead and her nose area just to give it a little bit of color. Don't pack blush on her forehead or on her nose unless you're going for like a dramatic look or you're going for something, I don't know, but not for a bridal look. So to blend or set under her eyes rather, I'm going to go ahead and blend that part first to avoid creasing. Make sure you blend before applying anything under the eye. So I'm going to be setting first with a pressed powder, and the powder I'm going to be using, I'm using my Nuban Beauty pressed powder in number 3 to set under the eye. So I'm just blending and making sure there is no creasing before doing that. So I'm using a fluffy brush to apply that, just very little quantity. Don't pack product because if you do at this point, you are ruining the beautiful base you created already. So for the inner corners of her eyes, I'm using a smaller brush because that big blending brush can't get to that part. So use a smaller brush. I always have these brushes I need on my hand or I have them close to me on the table, so whichever one I want to use, I just pick them up and go ahead to use them. So this look is coming together real nice. So I'm setting every part of the skin where I highlighted on the high point of her face, her forehead, her chin, under her nose, under her eyes, on the bridge of her nose. So I'm going to be setting her under eyes with my translucent powder from Nuban Beauty in the shade Mustard. So I blend under the eyes first before going into it with the setting powder. Guys, before you do anything under the eyes, make sure you blend. Don't just take products under the eyes because of course it is going to crease. If you just take products under the eyes, Stephanie, that is what it's going to look like. There is nothing you can do about that unless you clean it and start all over again, and that's going to be messy. It's only not going to get messy if you're cleaning the whole makeup, and who has that time? Nobody has that time. Even you as the makeup artist, the client, nobody has that time to do that. So guys, just make sure you blend under the eyes. And I'm just setting the bridge of her nose. My model is really sleepy because I am so soft on the skin. I should do your makeup, guys. I should touch your face. I am so soft on the skin that you can even sleep off during our session. So I'm blending her nose, just intensifying the contour with my Nuban Beauty in number 7, just to intensify the contour all over her face, every part of her face where I contoured. On her nose, on the hollows of her cheek. Guys, don't be lazy. Do cream contour and powder contour, cream blush and powder blush, cream highlighter and powder highlighter, whatever that means. So this is me just intensifying the blush with a shade from my eyeshadow palette. Once you do like a cream blush, it's easier to have a perfect powder blush or a powder contour because you have like a base for it. You can see that there is a base for this thing. So to seal all over her face, am I supposed to say that? To set all over her face, I'm not supposed to say that. Seal over her face, no. So to set all over her face, I'm using the Noban Beauty powder in number 4. So this is me going ahead to do her eyeshadow. I used my Tara eyeshadow primer on her lid. Guys, however your primer appears, that is how your eyeshadow is going to appear, especially if you're using a matte eyeshadow. If you're using a matte eyeshadow, guys, make sure you blend. You should blend and blend and blend. So this is me using my a pink stroke purple from my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette. I've had this eyeshadow palette for a while and it just serves me really well. Like, it does the job for me very well. So I just place that and make sure it's well blended. Blend, blend, blend. And I'm using an animal hair brush to apply it. So I just went ahead with a little shade of pink because I just wanted more intense kind of. The purple was given, but I just went in with a little shade of pink just to intensify the eyes a bit. That's the look I am trying to achieve, and I'm using an animal hair brush to do that. I'm really blending that and taking my time. Guys, when doing a matte eyeshadow, just have it in mind that you have to blend very well and take it easy because you don't want opening her skin or just giving like a very tacky look. So I'm using my orange as a transition. So because I have like an eyeshadow on her lid already, I started from the outer corner of the eyes. I didn't go directly into the crease. So I went in with a very light shade of brown, very light shade of brown, very light on the outer corner of the eyes to blend that together. I'm blending it into the transition and also into the eyeshadow on the lid. For a proper blending, I just took it under the eyes and now I'm lining the eyes with my Beyond Beauty gel liner. I'm trying to create like a little wing, not so much, just very little because I don't want it looking so much. Usually when I do the eyeliner to help me create like a very tiny liner, I hold her eyes up, but I just don't want to ruin the matte eyeshadow I have on because when working with a matte eyeshadow, you have to be very careful. So I went ahead to line her waterline, and this is me using my Wing Beauty mascara on her lashes before I place the false lashes because I don't want dust on her lashes. And when you use the mascara on the lashes before you place the false lashes, it helps the lashes stay or blend. It helps it blend into the false lashes. So for her brows, I've been doing my brows last lately and it has been working for me. It's easy. It gives like a very natural brow finish. So I'm using my Davis brow pencil to do that. My OG pencil. This pencil does it for me all the time. It's really affordable if not cheap. This pencil is cheap, that's the word. It's really cheap and it does the job perfectly well for me. So after lining and filling in the brows, I'm just trying to create like a little stroke on the outer corner of the eyes, outer corner of the brows, like the beginning part of the brows, guys. So it gives me that natural finish. So I take my time when I'm doing this, even though it's easier doing the brows last after the eyeshadow and the skin work, guys. I still take my time because I don't want to mess it up. If you mess it up at this point, it's very hard to correct it because correcting it will mean messing up your eyeshadow, messing up your skin work. So you just want to make sure you do it very well. So I'm trying to define the brows with a very tiny concealer on my brush. I use the same concealer I used to highlight because it's not so bright. And the advantage of doing your brows last is because you don't get to waste product and it's just easy. Guys, can you see from this video how easy it just is for me to define my brows? I'm not doing so much. I'm just basically cleaning excesses because the brows, I already drew the brows very well. So this is me just blending and make sure it's, you know, coming together and blending into the eyeshadow. So I'm using a darker shade like the shade I used to contour the nose on the outer on the beginning part of the brows rather, and I'm just blending that in to make sure everything is together, everything blends in together. And this bridal look is really turning out really nice. So to set all over her face, I'm using the shade in number 4, the Number Beauty powder in number 4. So using like a small blending brush under her eyes, I'm still using my number 4 Nova Beauty powder to take out the excess setting powder under her eyes and every other part where I highlight it, because I don't want excess powder on her skin. And this look already, I'm already falling in love with this look. It's already giving me the bridal vibe. Or if any bride wears this look is going to stand the test of time. Like this look in 10 years time, when you see your pictures, you still love your makeup, you'll be glad. Not the kind of look that goes out of style. This look will stay for a long time, if not forever. So to set everything together and make it into one layer, I'm using my Nia Beauty setting spray. I'm using the dewy finish one because I said earlier it has like the matte finish and the dewy finish. I let it dry out almost completely, like 98%. Then I went ahead with my beauty sponge to seal that into the skin. You should do that. So to intensify the blush a little, I'm taking a little bit shade of orange from my Tehila blush stroke highlighter palette. I placed on the back of my palm and just pick little because I don't want to have so much, and I don't want to even take the risk of applying it directly. If it's not enough, I can always add. But if it's too much, I can't reduce. That is just it. So just have it in mind that if it's not enough, you can add. But if it's too much, you can't reduce. So I'm just, taking the excess all over her face. It's not really doing anything, but that's just me doing too much. So using my highlighter from the Tehila Beauty highlighter stroke blush palette on her cheekbone to give me that little glow. I'm not applying so much because I don't want her to have so much glow. So I'm using the So Pro highlighter in Jara. This is like a pink shade of highlighter. I want her cheek to have just like a little pink shade, but not so much. I kept emphasizing on not so much because this is a bridal look. So using my TM Essential Cheek Glaze. No, it's not called a cheek glaze. It's called Cheek Glaze Wet Balm. I think that's what it's called, in the shade Flushed. And this is my favorite shade. I got all the shade, but this is my favorite shade. I've been hooked on the shade Flush. I think with time I'm going to fall in love with other shades, but for now Flush is doing it for me. And I've been working on light skin lately, so maybe when I get a dark skin I'll use my Cocoa, but for now let me just get into the Flush and enjoy it while I'm still enjoying it. So to increase the volume of her lower lashes, I'm using my Wing Beauty mascara. This mascara is the bomb. If you have been following me on this channel, you know this already. So for her lip, I'm going for like a nude look, a nude lip, but just like a little shade of pink. So she was smacking. I didn't know who asked her to smack. She just kept smacking and smacking. And this was when I asked her, who told you to smack? And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. That was it. So I went ahead to line her lips with my Davis brow pencil. This brow pencil is not just limited for the brows alone. You can use it to line your lips, guys. So that's what I'm using to line the lips after applying the pink on the lips. I'm just lining and making sure I blend it in properly. So make sure you line, blend, and whatever, because you don't want the lip looking funny, or you don't want it looking too big or looking underlined or overlined. Even when you are overlining, don't overline so much so it doesn't look fake. So try and make sure you do it properly so it still looks normal. So I'm using my very light shade of pink from my Eye Magic lip palette to apply on the lips. Now I'm using my Inglot cream lipstick on the lips. This is just what I wanted. I just wanted to have like a little shade of pink, but not completely pink, but just for it to have that shade of pink. And this is what it looks like. The lip is coming together. This Inglot lip cream lipstick is really, really beautiful. It just does the job perfectly well. And make sure you blend that in properly. I'm going ahead to blend that on the lip and also on the liner. At this point I asked her to smack. I did ask her to smack, so that's why she doesn't look surprised like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you didn't want me to smack. So that's it, guys. And I still asked her to smack again, and this is the beautiful look. So this is the Nia Glow Spray. You have to shake it very well, and this is what it looks like. Oh, let's get into this glow, guys. You can't really see the effect from this video, but this spray is the bomb. The effect of this spray, oh my god, I don't know, but this, guys, just get into this look, just see what it looks like. And at this is the finish point of this video. The hairstylist came, styled the hair, and this is what the looks like. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a very big thumbs up if you do. Subscribe to my channel if you're yet to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Check out my other videos as well. Bye.